Hey guys, it's Chris, and I am here with a react to Hungry Fat Chick. I'm thrilled. She is doing the carnivore diet. Now, I've never reacted to Candy before. I have only slightly kept up with her. I know she's a mukbanger. I know her health has been very, very poor. She just had a series of infections, was in the hospital for a while. Used to do mukbangs with Nick Ocado. And guys, I know she was like a 425, 430 pounds, something like that. And I think she might have gotten a little bit heavier at some point. I'm not sure. But I was really worried about her. Her breathing was so bad. She was really looking bad when she came out of the hospital. And you could just see she was struggling. And you can see the internal struggle she has now with needing to make money and wanting to get healthy. And it's a shame because a lot of her audience is very toxic in the sense that they shouldn't be encouraging her to continue this bad behavior. But looking at this video, I scanned through the comments. She is getting a lot of support. So I'm glad to see there are people supporting her that want to watch her and she can still make money improving her health. And that's what she could do. Same thing Amber could do. You know, really, you'll lose some of the feeder viewers, but you can make a whole new audience with a whole new channel with a weight loss story and all that. It opens up a lot of doors. And she can actually get involved in the carnivore and keto and low carb community too. So that opens up a lot of doors for people. I am so excited. This is a long vlog. I haven't really watched this. So we're just gonna look at some of it, see if she talks about what she's eating. I know a lot about keto, carnivore, low carb. I've done it for a long time. I used to coach some people in my life, some family, some friends on how to do low carb, Atkins style, and I've adapted it to keto. And I've been working on carnivore and learning a lot about it myself. And I actually did it for a couple months earlier this year, loved it. Getting back into that type of eating again, I have to, it's necessity. And I'm going to talk about that, why I'm doing it in a separate video. She is sped up for time. I don't think we will watch the whole thing, but I want to see how she's doing. Some of the comments said she's looking a lot better. She looks like she's feeling a lot better. Hopefully, I don't know what her starting weight was. Hopefully, she will let us know and we will get a weight update. I will link her full video below if you want to watch it. And let's get started. I'm sorry, my kiddo's home and he's being a goofball, and if you hear him or anything, you know, real life here. I have a dog, a kid, a house, all that. The door's open because it's hot as heck here. I'm sorry that I don't have a studio to work in, but you know, just real life, real person doing these reacts. Let's see what Candy's up to. And yes, I'm snacking while I'm watching this because I'm very busy, so I will try to mute the microphone so you don't hear me chewing. Oh, here's my... Oh, okay, so she's 3 weeks into carnivore. Those look good, and I will try to dispel some myths as best as I can, but I can refer you to people who can give you more technical stuff about it, because there is a big controversy around keto, carnivore, and how animal products and saturated fat and cholesterol and stuff's all unhealthy and it'll kill you. Not true. And it mostly, the pushback is from the plant-based people, but it's just a fact. Low fat is unhealthy. You need good fats. Animal products are not bad. We've been eating them since we've existed. And there's nothing wrong with it. They actually help heart disease. They help kidney disease. They help all kinds of things. Okay, people are reversing this. Cardiologists are using it. Psychologists. My aunt's kidney doctor, her nephrologist, put her on a whole food-based ketogenic lower carb diet to help stop her kidney disease from progressing. So a lot of the misconceptions about meat: it's not bad for your digestion, it's not hard to digest, it doesn't rot in your gut. There's just a whole plethora of stuff, and I definitely want to talk more about the keto and low carb stuff on my channel. I don't knock vegans, okay? If you want to be a vegan, be a vegan, but It's not unhealthy to be animal based. And I'm really happy. These steaks look good.
Food for the day. It might look like it's going to be really, really rare, but it came up to temperature with the meat.
If you cook a steak to a shoe leather steak, that's criminal.
Thermometer, so I ain't scared. Yummy. Yep, steak and eggs for dinner tonight.
Amazing meal. Eggs are like the perfect food. And no, guys, cholesterol is not bad for you. High cholesterol is not dangerous. You need cholesterol in your body. Your body makes it. These are all misconceptions. And like, I'll have to make a video talking about this stuff in more detail and listing a lot of the places where I get my sources and stuff. But you'll find doctors and specialists all over YouTube and the internet and stuff who are dispelling these very old, antiquated ways of thinking about nutrition.
There's my steak.
This looks delicious.
Medium rare ribeye. I've been cooking them for 9 minutes, so they're definitely getting medium rare.
The only way eggs get better is if they are like from farm raised, actual backyard, home, small farm chickens.
And I only broke 2 yolks this time. But yeah, I had 2 burger patties.
Oh, and guys, FYI, if you're allergic to chicken eggs, you can eat quail eggs, maybe duck and goose, I'm not sure. But if you're allergic, when you're allergic to eggs or have a really bad sensitivity like Amber does, it is to a protein that is in the egg whites specifically. 90% of the time, that's what it is. And quail eggs lack that protein. So a lot of people who can't eat chicken eggs can eat quail eggs. And like I said, I'm not sure about ostrich or goose or duck. Like, you'll have to check on that. But I know quail is an option.
Earlier today, so that's all I'm eating today. I might have my, I'm going to have my electrolytes and stuff. But I don't know. I think I'm done for the day.
Okay, good. And see, that's probably why she's not getting like a keto flu or stuff like that. You want to salt your food more because, again, salt is not bad for you. It's the amount of bad salts with the carbohydrates and the sugars and the seed oils in our diets that's bad. There's combinations of things that are not good. But you want to salt your food more liberally if you're on a very low carb diet, or drink electrolytes. I especially the first like 4 or 5 days, up to the first like week and a half, you really want to be drinking, like, I drink like 3 bottles of Propel, 3 or 4 bottles of Propel a day, the first like 4 or 5 days, and then I still try to drink like 1 maybe 2 a day after that. Or I get Keto Chow electrolyte drops, and I put like 10 drops of those, 10 to 15 drops of those in my water. You can put a couple drops on your food and stuff. Because when you flush out all that water, carbohydrates cause you to retain water in your body. And when you stop eating them, you have a whoosh effect where you initially lose a lot of fluid, and with that fluid goes your electrolytes. And that's what most people call the keto flu, where they're really tired, lethargic, achy, crampy, all that stuff. That can be mitigated or avoided altogether by simply upping your electrolytes, and be really mindful about it the first week or so that you are cutting out your carbohydrates. So I'm glad to see she's really done her research and she's taken her electrolytes.
Today is Monday, I think.
Didn't you guys know this is an educational channel?
Okay. Yep, it was Sunday, not Monday.
And I know there's vegans going, oh my God, she's going to die. She's going to clog her arteries, all that fat. No, it's not fat that clogs your arteries. It is inflammation from sugar and carbohydrates. Carbohydrates turn into sugar in your body, guys. They're treated the same way. Simple sugars are just short form sugars. Carbohydrates are long chain, long form sugars. In your body, they are turned into the same things. So a lot of people can't handle that. A lot of bodies are too ill to be able to handle that. And they all, no matter where they're from, raise your insulin. And that is not good to be in a prolonged state of hyperinsulinemia. This fat is not bad. And saturated fat is not bad. The worst fats you can eat are those quote unquote healthy soybean oil, corn oil, canola oil, grapeseed. Those are bad. You want oils from natural sources. If you can get it naturally from something, eat it. You can do coconut oil, olive oil, avocado oil, tallow, lard, the fat that comes with your food. Those are good. But stay away from those seed oils I mentioned. Like soybean oil, stuff like that is awful for you. It is like my number one worst thing you can eat. It's on my list. It's number one. And they're in everything, so they're really hard to get away from. But they're good to make soap with. I use them in my soap. They're great as a base for soap, but not for your body.
There's my steak, and it's actually medium rare. Yum, yum.
And you know, the carnivore diet doesn't have to be all steak, guys. Some people are very strict where they only eat like grass-fed beef and water and salt. It's as long as you eat just anything from an animal. So a lot of people, it's just any kind of meat, any kind of seafood, shellfish, dairy, if you can tolerate it, cheeses. Some people use honey. When I did it a couple months ago, or at the beginning of the year, I had a little bit of honey on some yogurt every night. But you want to keep it lower carb, but I don't want to do that again. But that was just to ease me into it. Animal fats, eggs, you get chicken, pork, any kind of meat. You can eat all that stuff technically on a carnivore diet. Ground beef. So you don't, pork chops, you don't have to break the bank by just using steak. I'm very sorry. Hang on. Somebody's outside and my dog is going crazy. Give him a treat. If you guys are around here, you know Frodo is a fact of life.
Well, today is Saturday. I've already eaten my steak. I have not cooked eggs like I thought I would, but I'm going to have some sardines this evening. I also had a...
And yes, guys, you can eat bacon and stuff like that. It's a great snack. Cheese, you can make cheese crisps. There's all kinds of keto and carnivore hacks. But the best thing about lower carb, properly done, low carb, keto, carnivore diet is you end up not really snacking because you end up kind of unintentionally intermittent fasting because your blood sugars stay level, your insulin level comes down and then stays level, and those cravings go away. You just get to where you are not really hungry. And that's like the best part of a low carb diet. If you're like me, you have problems with binging and craving and food issues, it helps amazingly. And you are no longer just like a slave to food and thinking about food and all that.
You'd say it's a collagen or protein shake type thing, but...
And guys, let me tell you, it's really easy. You don't have to worry about making sides or everything. You cook some meat, cook some eggs or some bacon or whatever, and you're done. You don't have to worry about making breads, prepping vegetables, prepping sides. It's not bad. But if you want to do a keto with some vegetables and stuff, that's fine too. But carnivore is truly the easiest, simplest way to eat.
I'll show you a picture of that next time. Well,
I
sardines.
don't like sardines, I don't think. I do like anchovies. I like cooking with them. I don't know if I could eat the sardines, but if you can, go on with it.
They smell like sardines too. It's Tuesday, the 4th of July, and here I am still eating mostly carnivore. I've got a pound of ground beef.
Ground beef, and you can get it on sale. You can put it in the freezer. You can portion it out into portions. Pre-cook a few burger patties. Keep them wrapped in the fridge. You can just grab them and eat them on the go.
It and fried it and seasoned it with a little Pork King Good seasoned salt, and then 4 eggs cooked in the beef fat. This is actually my first meal in well over 24 hours. Yesterday morning I had a steak. Yesterday evening I had a can of sardines. So, well.
Yeah, see, already her hunger is getting more controlled. Eating the processed food, all the carbs and sugar, all the takeout, before she never would have been able, even eating those big amounts of food, wouldn't have wanted to go easily 24 hours without eating.
Yep, so kind of been sort of fasting. But I'm enjoying myself, and I'm continuing the fight. Yay.
Good for her.
Scrambled eggs with butter and hot sauce.
That looks great. That's delicious. She's really not even doing dairy so much. She isn't even using cheese. I just hope it's real butter. Guys, use real butter. These spreads, like Country Crock, and these like canola oil, olive oil spreads, they're mostly soybean and stuff like that with a little bit of like avocado or olive oil or something mixed. They are not bad or not good for you. They are the worst things you can eat. So please, for the love of whatever God you pray to, just use real butter.
Well, this is my meal of the day.
That's good. I know there's vegans going, you're gonna kill people telling them to eat like this. No, I'm not. Look up on YouTube, My Zero Carb Life, Kelly Hogan. She's been eating this way for like 13 years. She's better than ever. Look up Dr. Sean Baker, Dr. Ken Berry, Homestead How, No Carb Life, Carnivore Kip. There's just countless people, semi-retired Bob. There's so Carnivore Quest. I could go on and on. There are so many people to watch that can give you great information and medical stuff too. Bart K, Dr. Anthony Shafee. Just don't watch don't watch Joey Swartz. He's gone a little off the rails, but this is not bad for you. Now you got to watch if you're sensitive to sulfites and stuff in bacon, but you can get uncured bacon or watch the sugar in your bacon and stuff like that. You don't want to live on like cured processed meats and stuff like that, but there's nothing wrong with having them sometimes.
And a pound of ground beef and 4 fried eggs.
Like, yeah, don't do carnivore by living just on like bacon and hot dogs. Don't do that. That's not the best.
I'm not sure if I'll eat all the ground beef or not, but like I said, only meal of the day.
And the more she does this, and as she gets more satiated and her insulin levels level out and her body gets really into ketosis and she starts becoming fat adapted, and she's losing weight, she will eat less and less. Like she will be able to control her appetite, and she just won't eat as big of portions as she does.
Here we go. Well, I ate the bacon and eggs and some of the beef, but I couldn't finish it.
Look at that. Look at how much this woman eats of all this junk food and a mukbang and stuff. And she is eating this way and she can't even finish it. So it's because fat and proteins are very satiating and filling, and it's very nutrient dense. They say, oh, there's nutrients and stuff in the that you need, and phytonutrients you need that you can't get from a carnivore diet or low carb. You need, but no, you can. Even vitamin C, people. There are trace amounts of vitamin C in meats and stuff like that. And fun fact, the less carbohydrates you eat, the less vitamin C you require, because carbohydrates and sugars compete for vitamin C like in your gut. I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but they compete for the absorption. So the more carbs you eat, the more vitamin C you need to get an adequate amount into your body, and the less carbs you eat, the less you actually have to take intake orally. And it's not dangerous. Like, you're not going to get scurvy, okay? In fact, like when Napoleon's crew members got scurvy, there was like a story about it. It was all the like schlubs, right? It was like the low hanging fruit of the crew who were eating like breads and beans and rice and stuff like that. How did they cure them of the scurvy? They fed them horse meat. So you're not going to get scurvy.
Saving it for tomorrow. Hey, y'all.
She looks a lot better. Like, and I'm not just saying that because I'm like a keto advocate. I know the lighting is better. She has her makeup on. but she looks like she's feeling better. That she kind of naturally always had that like sunken look in her eyes and the bags in her eyes. Those look like they're not as bad. She just looks like she's feeling a lot better.
Oh my goodness. Today is Friday, July 7th. I've already done my little weigh-in for the day. 419.4, I think was the final weight.
Okay, so her weigh-in was 419.4. Okay, so this starting weight is 429.8. So she's already lost 10.2 pounds, which is great because she's still eating a lot of and like I said, that will go down. And I know, oh, it's water. Yeah, a lot of it is water. But that's good. That's what you want, especially with her breathing problems and stuff. But what will happen is her insulin levels are coming down. The inflammation in her body is going down. It's not just a weight loss diet, guys. It is a very anti-inflammatory. Yes, anti-inflammatory. I know people will tell you meat's inflammatory. Red meat's going to kill. No, people are healing, like, and helping autoimmune conditions like lupus, MS, Lyme's disease, all that. People like rosacea and skin conditions, even psychiatric conditions, because anything, diabetes, anything that's really hormonally driven and inflammatory based, this will help. And that's what's going on in her body right now. Is the inflammation is going to start healing, and eventually her fatty liver will start to dissipate. It will start to heal. And get better. This will actually, over time, cardiologists are using it to help clear arteries, reverse atherosclerosis and arteriosclerosis and stuff like that. I'm not saying it's going to clean your vessels out pristine, but they're showing advancements, and it is helping with heart disease and stuff like that. So I think that this is going to be really good for her, and she's got to be starting to feel a little better. Even just that hunger being controlled. Believe it or not, even though she's eating a lot of steak, she's saving money on food. The prep time isn't too long. And then her body will get to where it's getting fat adapted, and that is where your body is very effectively in ketosis and burning fat as primary energy instead of carbohydrates. And so she will start not only losing weight, but it will not be a lot of like muscle. It will be a lot of actual fat loss, which is super important. And I'm very thrilled for her.
Yeah, I'm going to put that at the end, but I already gave it away, so you don't even have to watch if you don't want to. But if you want to, I'm just here to catch up a little bit. Yeah, this is 21 days on Carnivore. And this last week, I think, I don't know, this is the best week yet, okay? Absolutely no takeout.
That's really good, because takeout's not good for you, and she would get the bad stuff. And even if she wants to like have a break, she can get a keto or carnivore meal from takeout. She can order a steak, she can order a few burger patties without the bun, order some like chicken wings or something, as long as they're going to be fried in a bad oil if you get them from a restaurant. But still, if you want to have a day, get some chicken wings. Just tell them to not bread them or anything like that. You know what I mean? You can do that, and it's perfectly fine. I don't know if she's making carnivore or keto choices when she does takeout. If she isn't, that might be why she's only lost like 10 pounds so far. But it's a big change, and she's stepping into it, and she's really going for it. So I'm not mad about that. She will get to where maybe she's just not doing that at all.
Not even on the first day of the week.
Good for her.
And that's an accomplishment. This is the longest I've gone without ordering takeout since I've lived in this new apartment. I mean, a whole week. Cheapers.
I just can't believe that people like her and like Amberlyn and stuff, like a whole week without takeout is like an accomplishment, because we've easily gone weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks without takeout. Like, that just blows my mind how much ordering out people do, especially Amber. Amber can't even go 2 days. I don't care what she says.
But so it's going pretty good. I'm not having random cravings.
And her cravings are going down because of what I mentioned before. The blood sugar stabilizing, the insulin levels are staying good. They're not constantly spiking and dropping and spiking and dropping to counteract the blood sugar in the blood. And that really, 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 really helps with your cravings.
I'm not browsing the Uber Eats and the DoorDash anymore. Once in a while I'll peek, but only because Uber Eats sometimes has like a deal on groceries. You know, you get like 40 to 50% off or something like that. Or like, you know, like up to $40.
You want to hear something funny? We live in, like, Amber would, the first time she'd ever try to run, she'd run away from where I live. We live in such a small, tiny little town, an area in the country, that you can't even get an Uber here. And you can't get Uber Eats or DoorDash or anything like that because there's none around here because it's so small. Like, they wouldn't hang around here. They wouldn't make any money. We don't even have a bus that comes through here. So it's like you can't even get Uber Eats or like DoorDash or anything where I live. I was like, what? Like, it happened one time. There was like a rogue DoorDash driver and it was like insane, but there aren't any. You'd actually have to order your food from like someplace that's like 30 minutes away or 40 minutes away and have them deliver it and pay an absolute fortune.
You know, like, that's a lot. It adds up. And then I have the Sprouts there and then the other grocery stores that I like to use. And I do end up browsing the grocery stores a little more often, but only because I'm trying to find good deals on meat. And this week, by the way, Kroger, aka Smith's, which I have here, they have chuck roast for like $3 something a pound.
Yeah, and you can get good deals. Make some hard-boiled eggs too. That's a good snack and everything. But like, get chicken thighs, chicken legs, pork chops when they're on sale. Whatever's on sale, roast and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be super expensive. You don't have to live on just steak.
I'm gonna put some chuck roast in my freezer. Yeah, I could cook it in the oven. I could cook it in the Instapot. I could cook it in my Dutch oven.
In the air fryer?
I'm going to do the Dutch oven. I saw a recipe.
You can do it in air fryer?
Which I'm not actually going to use the recipe because the lady, she slathered it in that beef better than bouillon stuff, and it's got sugar in it, so can't have that. But just the plain meat, delicious.
Yeah, she's really not even doing dairy.
Let it braise and all that good stuff. Get nice
She's
and
more of a
juicy.
purist than I was.
But as y'all can tell, I'm really enjoying myself on the carnivore diet.
I'm so happy.
And yeah, it's a lifestyle. It's definitely going to be a lifestyle. The thing is I've already got it in my head that I'm going to want to try to introduce vegetables again, little by little by little, you know, so I can see, like say, I just put some broccoli on my plate one day, and I'll see if I feel bloated and gassy and all that kind of stuff, you know.
And that's good, and that's fine. Some people are very sensitive to the oxalates and lectins and stuff like that in vegetables. Some people can't eat them. Some people can eat them, but they just learn that they feel better not eating them. You don't have to eat vegetables and fruits, guys. I mean, I'm here to say it. I love vegetables. So there's nothing wrong with them so long as you don't have like an inflammatory response, like a problem in your gut, or maybe like some arthritis pain starts flaring up. You might want to avoid them. But yeah, and for some people, the if they eat too many vegetables, the carbs in them just trigger cravings. So it's very individual, but I think this is a good step for her, and it's getting her to eat more just whole foods, whole meats, whole vegetables, eggs. This is great. She's cooking. I remember I saw the one video when she came out of the hospital, and she was saying she couldn't even stand to cook in her kitchen, that it was hard for her to get to the door to pick up DoorDash. So the fact that she is feeling better and motivated and cooking and losing some weight, and I'm just so excited. I hope she sticks to this, and I really want to see how she's doing and how she's feeling 2 months from now, 4 months from now, 6 months from now. She could go from a mukbang channel to a weight loss carnivore keto channel, and then I want to do interviews with people who've lost weight and all kinds of diets, but especially focusing on lower carb or keto or carnivore or just whole foods based. She could do interviews with people and stuff like that, and it would actually get her name out into a new community and probably get her new viewers and new subscribers. Definitely will replace the people, the feeders that watch her, that will go away. This is good for her in so many ways.
Which vegetables I think tend to do. I haven't had that problem.
And it's not, I know I'm only focusing on the money and monetary in the sense that, because I know this is how she makes her living, but just the life she will have, the quality of life, the health, it will be truly priceless. I have seen these low carb diets when done properly, and she's doing properly. She's not doing like these fake keto foods, like, these labeled keto foods like breads and stuff that are not keto. She's doing it right, and seeing what works for her. And oh my God, I hope she sticks to this. I'd love to interview her in 2 or 3 or 5 or 6 months. I definitely have to keep up with this.
Since I started Carnivore.
And guys, show her love. If you go to her channel, show her love in the comments, give her encouragement, because this is a hard change. I mean, look at her lifestyle. Food, eating bad food in large amounts for years has been her life and her only kind of joy, she's like alluded to, and her only means of making money. And I'm sure this is a big change, and it's scary for her for a lot of reasons, and it's hard. And she is, unlike Amber, like Amber says, she's doing the damn thing. And something that can really help people when they're struggling is just that little bit of support and positive reinforcement, and just a little like, hey, you've got this. We believe in you. That can go a long way. I know my viewers talk to me and do that to me and for me and give me that support, and it motivates me even when I'm just down in the dumps. So I'm sure she would just love that.
Or no digestive issues. God, there's just been so many like positive changes.
And yeah, no digestive issues. Maybe the first couple weeks you have like some issues or whatever, but it's not because meat is bad for you and it's hard to digest. It will get better. You have to adjust your levels of fat, and yes, you can do this even without a gallbladder. You may have to ease the fat into it slowly, but you can do it. And people who have some real issues with it, there are bile salts you can get. I don't have a gallbladder. My partner doesn't have a gallbladder, and we do fine on low carb. He does good on keto, almost carnivore. He's very ketovore when he does it. And I did carnivore, and I was just fine. Actually, my digestion and stuff was the best it's felt in years when I did that. The first, I would say the first 2 to 4 weeks is definitely the hardest. So she is really getting to where she's almost over that hump here at 21 days in.
Just, oh gosh, and I'm trying to go over them in my brain, and my brain is obviously not functioning. It's functioning, but it's not functioning, if you know what I mean. I've partaken of the herb this morning. Well, this afternoon now. I got up at 8:30 this morning.
Well, that's not carnivore, but I'm not gonna knock anybody who does that.
Actually got up at 7 something. I woke up at 7 something, and then I tried to go back to sleep, and I lay there, with my little YouTube cat purr video going. For the first time was 59 minutes, and I'm like, okay, well, this won't do, so let me just, I like to look at the time on my little YouTube video that I listen to while I sleep to see how many hours I sleep at a time. So I'm like, this won't do, so I started it over again, and then the next time I tried was 49 minutes, and I'm like, oh, hell, I just gave it up. I only slept 2.5 hours, so I'm sure I will crash and burn later on. I haven't eaten yet. It's 2:30 in the afternoon. I haven't eaten yet, but I did have a little protein thing, a little scoop of protein powder shaky thing, which it's a carnivore brand.
She's even doing a carnivore brand protein shake. She's very committed.
Basically, nose to tail. I'm not going to advertise it because, it's probably not the best thing I could have gotten. Plus, it's too much protein. I need more fat than protein. So I'm learning every day, what I'm supposed to be doing.
Well, yeah, and the bigger you are, the more protein your body will require. But as you lose weight, your requirement will go down. So yeah, it's good though that she's trying to be mindful of her ratios and what she's putting into her body. It is just a night and day change. She really, you can tell, she really spent a lot of time studying this, and I'm sure she's watched on YouTube some of the people I mentioned and stuff like that. So I mean, just really good for her.
Yeah, I don't do enough to educate myself on every little thing. I mean, I watch the videos, and I get the information in me, but to be able to present it to you guys is like, that's not me. But I've got a lot of like inspirations in the carnivore and keto life, low carb life. So many good creators out there giving all the information that you could want. And all the recipes. I watch a lot of recipes. Lots of things I'd like to try, but so and honestly, I'm not really missing anything. I mean, every so often I'll get a recipe and I'm like, man, I'd really like to make that, but I'm not ready to add this particular food in to what I'm doing just yet.
I am very impressed with the control and the restraint. And good for the like self-awareness to say like, ooh, I would like that, but I'm not ready yet. I'm not at that point yet. Guys, that is a huge step in and of itself. Wow, so good for her. I am very happy, because the last video or two I've seen of Candy was very depressing, and I was very worried about her, and I still am, but she's trying.
Yeah. And like I didn't put a video out Wednesday, because basically, I'm kind of at this crossroads thing with my channel, where this is what I'm doing right now as far as food goes, and food for many, many, many years has been my focus.
Yeah, and you know what she can do now? Like I said, she will lose a lot of the people who only wanted to watch her eat, or who were actual feeders and stuff like that. And goodbye to them, because they're not good for you. They don't have your best interest at heart. But the people who love her and want her to be healthy, she can sit with her big meal of steak and eggs and stuff like that, and she can do a carnivore mukbang or an eat with me, and she can sit and eat her food and talk, share stories, give her daily musings, whatever, talk about a show or something, and people who like her, who like her personality, will watch. And she can replace mukbangs with that. She can, when she's feeling more capable, get her tripod in the kitchen, show her cooking up her steak and stuff like that. This is how I like to cook my steak, and this is how I like to do my eggs, and just a little vlog and stuff. And then, I'm gonna try walking, and show herself walking through her house, and then maybe like down the hallway, maybe outside a little bit. The more she does, the more she can show, and the people who truly love her will be there. And then she will get people from the carnivore keto community coming in and showing love and support too. It's a very good community. So, and people who want weight loss motivation, they will keep up with her. So, it definitely is a crossroads for her channel, but this is also a crossroads at her life now. Candy's 50, and it's kind of like with her health and her size, the way it's been for so long. It's kind of like we need to make these big changes, and she saw that. So I hope she can make this work for her
in life. And obviously, it's still going to be a focus for a little while, but I don't want it to be the focus. Once I've educated myself enough or created good habits of getting up, getting what I need.
Yeah, be a weight loss health journey channel, and you can still be food focused. Just say, okay, this is my carnivore foods. This is my carnivore stuff I like. I'm going to try these keto things. I'm going to do these vegetables. She can definitely still have a food focused channel.
Need to start my day fasting till like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, or even 5 or 6. If I could like stretch it out to like 5 or 6 in the evening, then I'm definitely good, for one meal a day. And this past week, I've pretty much been doing one meal a day.
See, I told you, you kind of like unintentionally end up intermittent fasting because you just aren't hungry.
And there were a couple of days there where I kind of fasted more than I should have, probably. Well, yeah. What happened is I ended up staying up all night, and it was like 8 o'clock the next day. And I
No, especially at her size, there's nothing wrong with fasting. She's taking electrolytes, drinking fluids. As long as you keep those up, it's perfectly fine. I don't think there's any need to do extended fasts. I know some people do it for spiritual stuff, or maybe like really trying to cure some type of chronic disease or get it under control, detox, whatever. But there is nothing wrong with fasting for a day or two. As long as you're keeping your, I don't believe in dry fasting. I think it's dangerous. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not knocking people who do it, but as long as you're drinking water and getting your electrolytes and taking a vitamin or something, there's nothing wrong with that.
I had cooked 2 steaks, and I had the one in the picture.
I would love to see her hospital reports, like her labs, see if she could like get copies of her blood work. Her most recent blood work before she started this, with her triglycerides and A1C and all that. I would love to see all those, and then have her go and get them done in like even just after 3 months or 6 months or something like that. I'm a medical person. You guys know me. The medical stuff, the data, I'm a junkie for that stuff, and I would love to see hers, because she has not just eased into, she has made super gigunda mega changes. Like,
or video with the bone, the big bone in it. It's like a video with 2 steaks. I had the one with the bone in it with some fried eggs, I believe.
Well, you know what you can do too with the bones, guys? Keep all your bones. Okay, stick them in a freezer safe bag. Stick them in the freezer. Freeze them. When you get a big batch of them, stick them in a slow cooker with some water or some stock and a little bit of salt. Slow cook them if you want to add a little garlic or something for flavor if you want. Slow cook those bad boys first. 8, 10, 12, 18, 24 hours. You will get yourself a nice, rich bone broth. And that is super nutrient dense, super good for you. You can add some more butter or fat to it if you want. It's also really good for your dogs. There's some bones you can cook down for 24 to 48 hours to where they're literally mush and they fall apart. And you can blend them up and give them to your dog. Put them in your dog food. Make sure they're blended well, no little sharp points. But they've got nutrients, so many nutrients, the marrow, the collagen. So yes, you're not even wasting the bones.
And the other steak I put in a container and put in the fridge. And I was going to have that for my dinner the following day.
Or if you have a dog, you can just give the dog the bone. Don't give them little chicken bones, but big steak bones, stuff like that, a lot of dogs can have them.
Well, that night, I just got in a thing and stayed up all night. And 8 o'clock the next morning, I was really, really hungry. So I'm like, I'm just going to go have my steak. So I had my steak, and I was up for another 4 hours or so. And then I went to bed, and then I got up. And when I got up, I was not hungry. And it got later and later and later into the evening. And about 8 or 9 p.m., I was like, getting a little bit antsy, So I hadn't eaten since 8 in the morning. So
I think, too, like, a lot of her life, like she said, was planning the mukbangs, thinking about food, what's she going to order, how much of it, where to order from, and filming the mukbangs. So this is definitely, like, when you're not hungry and you're getting those sugar spikes and getting those hunger pangs and you're not like focused on food, like you'd be surprised how much we think about food and hunger and stuff during the day. And when that kind of goes away because you're truly satisfied and you just don't give a crap about food or eating because you're full, it really frees up a lot of your time. And you're like, geez, like she's got to be like, what do I do now? Like, I'm not hungry. I can't film another mukbang right now. I'm not hungry. Like, I'm not thinking about food. I'd normally be like perusing through, what am I going to eat today? What am I going to get? What I'm planning meals. So it's like, it frees her up a lot to be able to start doing and pursuing other hobbies and interests and things.
Got a little bit antsy, so I had some sardines. And I had forgotten I do like sardines. So I cracked them open and I started eating them, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I remember this taste. I hadn't had sardines without some kind of sauce.
I also would love to hear what her doctors say when they see her in a couple of months. I'm sure if she tells them she's doing carnivore, a lot of doctors will be like, stop that, that's going to kill you. Like, even though look at how sick she was. But good doctors, up to date in the know doctors would be like, awesome, good, keep it up. they would know the current data that's out there. And a lot of doctors will just say, whatever you're doing, just keep doing it. I don't care what it is. Just keep doing what you're doing. And I pray that's the kind of doctor she has. I hope she doesn't have a doctor telling her, go back to, you need to add whole grains and cut the fat. The biggest, worst health advice we were ever given, guys, was cut the fat. Low fat equated high sugar, high carbs, and we all just got fatter and fatter and sicker after that. Thank you very much, Ansel Keys.
Hot sauce or mustard like in the can in a long time, and these sardines were in water, so but they were good. You know, next time I open a can of them, I'm gonna put some hot sauce on them for sure. And I've got mustard too, so but I'll get the water. Oh, she's full. Coldest water. I need to get another one of my bottles out. I need to get like the 20-ounce bottle out for my electrolytes, because I'm having my electrolytes in this, and they're really salty. That's not enough water. There, I've got the Element ones.
Yeah, Element is a good one. They sponsor a lot of keto carnivore channels. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I heard Element's good. There is this small company called Keto Chow, and they make a good electrolyte drop that's like, it's a little salty, but if you put a few drops in water or in your food, you cannot taste it. When my son is sick, he only drinks water. And when he was like really sick a couple times and he didn't feel like eating, or he was throwing up and he couldn't keep anything down, I just put a few drops of that in his water to get his electrolytes in and stuff like that. It's kind of, so it's really good. It's really versatile, and they last quite a while too. So, but like I said, I also just like the Propel, but it can be a little pricey after a while.
And they're really good. I mean, a lot of the
or just really salt. You can have some salt water with some good salt. Salt your food liberally too.
different carnivore and ketogenic sites recommend, you know, channels, I should say, recommend the LMNT. And this is not sponsored. I'm not sponsored yet, if I get that way. But, ooh.
You keep it up, girl. You might end up with a sponsorship.
Shoot. I was like, screwing with my camera here, or my phone. Oh, goodness. Anyway, so the Element, they're really good. Compared to the ones that I was using before these came in the mail, I had the Dr. Berg's kind. And those, it took forever for them to, like, dissolve into the water, you know, and it was really annoying. But these Element ones, they dissolve right away. And I noticed that they seem saltier, and the flavors are more like pow.
I don't adhere to Dr. Berg's style of, like, keto. I tend to follow, like, Dr. Berry, Dr. Eric Westman, people like that.
The one I'm having right now is, like, the unflavored one, the raw one. The first one I had was the mango chili. It's really good. Then I had a lemon habanero, I had the watermelon, I had citrus, I had orange, and I had the chocolate. Oh, and raspberry. And yeah, really salty, but also good flavor. So I'm like, the recipes are like popping in my head. I'm like, I could take one of those salts and flavor up something. It's too soon to get creative. I got about, well, okay, my timeline. My timeline of this carnivore thing. I initially, when I mentioned carnivore, I initially planned to start carnivore on July 4th, which today's the 7th, so 4th is coming on, you know.
Yeah.
No big deal, because basically I started the whole carnivore thing 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah, she started before the 4th.
So after I made the big, like, carnivore announcement, I got on the scale, and I planned on taking the 3 weeks from the day that I made that video to July 4th, to, like, get my body into carnivore mode. You know, I didn't want to just go cold turkey, no vegetables, no nothing.
Yeah, because that can be hard, and some people like me have to kind of do like a all or nothing, but you don't have to. There's no. It's probably more better, like it's more beneficial for people to ease into it. But I know there's people out there like myself who almost can't.
Zero carb, pretty much, and I have been zero carb, you know, overnight. But the thing of it is I plan to do the 3 week stretch and then start carnivore on the 4th. But the day I weighed in and the following day I was starting. And I made a community post and I told y'all what I was weighing. That scared.
So she saw the weight and she was like, forget starting Monday or at the beginning of the month. I'm starting tomorrow, like in the morning. Good for her, man.
Me because I thought I was around 430. But then I saw the scale and I was almost, well, not almost 460. I was over 450. Put it that way.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so she hasn't just lost 10 pounds. She was
452.8.
452. Okay, wait a minute. She was 452.8 when she started the next day. So in 3 weeks, okay, let me do my math here. 419, 29, 39, 49. She's lost 33. Now that makes absolute sense. 33 pounds in 3 weeks. Can we please give her a round of applause? That is amazing. She's got to feel, I mean, I know she's really big and she has a lot to lose, but she's got to feel that. She's got to feel so proud of herself. And that has to be so motivating. Like, I was proud of her for just losing 10, for starting to make the right choices. But this is completely, that absolutely makes a lot of sense. So she is getting to where she's going to be getting very fat adapted. I would say probably within the next 3 to 6, 7 weeks. I'd say within a couple of months. Takes 2, 3, 4 months maybe. You get really, really good and fat adapted. Depends on the person. But wow. So she saw that and she was like, ooh, hell no. I am super, super impressed. Good for her. 33 pounds in 3 weeks, guys, in 21 days. Very, very impressive.
Is what the scale said the first day. So I started the following day. And then a couple days later, I weighed myself, and I think I was down to 441 point something.
See, and that makes sense. See, just the first couple days, she dumped a good 10 pounds or so in water, and that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that's crazy. It's amazing how much water our bodies can hold on to and how much it can fluctuate from just a day or two in just water.
It's like I started dropping weight immediately. It was like water just... yeah, I lost a lot of water weight like the very first week before I even got started good.
I bet she lost about her first 16 to maybe 20 pounds. Was maybe a little more was water.
Did the public weigh-in. Public weigh-in was the next weigh-in. It was 439 point whatever. I thought it said 431, but I don't know what the hell happened. I was just hearing 431 and I heard 431 twice. But it said 439. So my scale, I wonder, I'm guessing there's a way, maybe I could change the voice to I don't know. I need to play with it, I guess. Let's get it up here and move some things around and see if I can change the voice to something else. But as far as I know, that's what it is. I've heard other people have had the same kind of scale. Nick and I think Amber have had the scale.
Hello, it's ready. Is that the one?
And that's just the way it sounds. But yeah, today I weighed in and I had to do it twice because 419 and it sounded like 490. And it's like, if it was 490, then this has been a busy 2 weeks, pretty much, or a busy week.
She has to be so happy hearing that.
Because, yeah, unless I'm wearing weights. But anyway, so then 439 to 433, then 428.6, and then today. So yeah, it's already been a journey. It's already been a journey. And I already started carnivore. I was saying I was doing carnivore, but there wasn't any keto involved in it. It was all carnivore.
There wasn't any keto. It was just carnivore.
Just meat and fat and cartilage and, getting all that collagen and goodness into my body.
Good. I mean, dude, I've said good for her so freaking much in this video.
And let the healing begin. I tell you what, 3 weeks in, my inflammation is down so much.
What did I tell you? She has to be feeling it. And see, this is these testimonies, these N=1 experiments are as good as scientific studies to me, if not better, because you are literally hearing it from the people experiencing it.
Oh, gosh. I'm not saying my sciatica is gone because, that could pop back up and hurt me at any moment.
Well, stuff like that too. Sometimes it can, if your body has a lot of damage and inflammation and you still have a lot of weight you're carrying, you could still have pain and issues for months and months to maybe a year or two. But the more you stick with it, the more benefit you will get over the long term. But the fact that it's helping her so much now, that if she keeps this up in from 3 to 6 months, she's going to feel such a difference. And I'm so glad that it's making her feel better. You can tell she feels better.
But right now I'm getting around so much better. Even the crackling and popping, I'm like, what is happening? You know?
It's a lot of high pollen today, guys. I'm sorry if I'm sniffy. But yeah, like I said, like I remember before she said it was like hard for her to even get to the door, and she just couldn't stand to even put something in the microwave hardly. And it's just like, wow. And I mean, just the difference. If this isn't a testament, I don't know what is.
I ain't saying it's a miracle, but so anyway, I eventually want to go keto. I want to inch my way into keto by adding a few vegetables in here and there, you know, like some avocado.
You know what? That's really good. And I like that. Some people just decide to stay carnivore, or they're just 90% carnivore, which is like ketovore. And then they have some vegetables occasionally. Whatever works for you.
Maybe some olives, a few green things, and just see how they make me feel. And I'm not planning on even attempting that until like week 5 of all of this. You know, I'm going to do the full 30 days on carnivore because, you know, that's the thing. You know?
I just hope she doesn't add too much in too fast, but she seems to like have her right head about her as far as seeing how she feels and how things make her feel and if she's ready. So, okay, I'm going to end it here. I think she's definitely on the right track. She's doing wonderful. She's doing amazing. I will definitely keep up with her, guys, and do some videos, and we will kind of keep track of Candy. I will link her video below. Please go show her some love if you so care to. And thank you for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one.